It's Ash from Super Videos back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new Whisperer who's going to be introduced in Season 10 of The Walking Dead. And we're going to look into some clues, hints, Easter eggs when it comes to this new Whisperer. So of course, this is the Whisperer we're talking about. This Whisperer appeared in the Season 10 trailer. So many of us were thinking whether it was Alpha or whether it was someone else because it's extremely difficult to tell. All Whisperers really look the same when they have the mask on, but it was revealed that this is actually a new Whisperer who's going to be introduced next to Whisperers who we already know, Alpha, Beta, and Lydia. So this is a new Whisperer. Now, in the comic book, there was only 3 main Whisperers that we knew. There was Alpha, Beta, and Lydia. So this Whisperer here will be a character that's going to be unique to the TV show. This Whisperer here is named Gamma. One of the producers for Season 10 actually revealed that. So this Whisperer right here is named Gamma, which makes sense because obviously Alpha, Beta, so they are following that Greek alphabet. So it makes sense that if there's going to be any other Whisperers, they're going to have some sort of name that's going to be in the Greek alphabet. So obviously Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, Beta is the second, and Gamma is the third. So they are really following that order. I doubt there's going to be more, but of course they've given us 3 so far, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Before we get into some of the specifics, one pretty interesting Easter egg or clue, I guess you could say, that I noticed, I'm sure many of you have as well, but if you take a look at what this Whisperer is wearing, it matches almost exactly the outfit Enid had on before she was murdered and decapitated by Alpha. So Enid is wearing this sort of flannel shirt that matches the shirt that this Whisperer is wearing, and also the pink shirt. It's difficult to say, but you could make the case that even the reddish, pinkish shirt that the Whisperer is wearing is the same exact one Enid was wearing. So what does this really mean? It's entirely possible that when the Whisperers killed Enid and the other survivors at the end of Season 9, they didn't just, leave their bodies. They took their belongings, clothing, and all of that. So that would make sense. One of the Whisperers is wearing Enid's stuff. Maybe others will be wearing other people's stuff. Maybe someone will be wearing Tara's shirt or Tara's clothing. So that could be where they're going with it. We could see more reveals like that. And I think that makes things more sadistic and dark. And I love that they brought that in. And I think that adds a lot to the story and makes things very interesting and makes it more grounded in reality. One thing that I do want to mention, this does not mean Alpha didn't kill Enid or anyone else and that it was the other Whisperers that did it. Doesn't mean that, because Alpha could have killed everyone and Gamma, this Whisperer here, and other Whisperers could have just taken the clothing off of the dead bodies, which is again very disturbing. But we don't know because they didn't reveal whether Alpha did kill the victims or it was the other Whisperers. But what we know for sure is that the flannel shirt that Enid was wearing is the same one that Gamma the Whisperer here is wearing. And it's very interesting because that flannel shirt actually belonged to Carl. That was Carl's flannel shirt. So when Carl died, Enid started wearing it. And now that she's dead, it belongs to this Whisperer Gamma, which is, again, disturbing, but very interesting for the story. Now, the actress who's going to be playing Gamma the Whisperer is called Thora Birch. So I have a picture of Thora Birch here on the screen. Now, Gamma herself is described as being very protective of Alpha. In the comic book, at least, this was Beta's job. So maybe because they're bringing in more Whisperers, they're gonna give that not only to Beta, but other Whisperers as well. So they're all gonna be protective of Alpha. These 2 characters more than others, Beta and Gamma. So this means that Beta will most likely have a sort of a different role or a sort of a remixed role when it comes to the Whisperers War, and we might not see as much of him as we think, or we might see more. They might utilize him in other ways. But very interested to see what this new Whisperer Gamma is going to do in the story and how she's going to incorporate herself into the story when it comes to the Whisperers, what they're going to do, and how she's going to really fit in. Now, the other thing, there's a theory going out there that this Whisperer Gamma is actually this kid that we saw earlier in Season 9. If you remember, it was, I think, episode 14 when we saw the flashback of how Michonne and Daryl got their scars. If you remember, at the very end, there was this one kid that ran away, that Michonne didn't kill. There are people that are speculating that this Whisperer here is this kid. Again, if that's where they're going with it, which is entirely possible, this would make things very interesting and, again, very disturbing, even more disturbing. So if this is in fact where they're going with it, and there's something behind this theory, then I am very intrigued, because that's very, very interesting. But at the same time, what does it really add to the story other than, that kid just having turned into a Whisperer? But other than that shock value of it, what else is it really gonna add to the story? But with that said, there could be something, or they could have something in mind, because this specific shot where we see this Whisperer, she is looking at Michonne. Michonne is the one that's confronting her. So obviously, Michonne let this kid go back then. So if it is in fact the same person, we could be seeing them reunite in a sort of twisted way. And, that might be why they are emphasizing this character, or how they are utilizing this character, and how they're making her presence connect to something that happened in the past. But I'm very interested to know everyone's opinions about this. What do you guys think about this new Whisperer Gamma? What do you think she's going to add to the story? And what do you think about the theory that she is that kid that ran away in Season 9, Episode 14, when Michonne spared her life? That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.